Are you looking for the best power banks? In this video we will look at some of the 4 best power banks on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Spyin Arc Hybrid Mag. I went into this category expecting Apple's own MagSafe battery pack to be a top pick. And while it performed admirably, charging a dead 14 plus to about 43% in an hour and 45 minutes, Spyin Arc Hybrid delivered a 56% charge in nearly the same amount of time. The Arc Hybrid firmly attaches to the MagSafe ring and it's flush enough that you can easily hold your phone and use it while charging up. Unlike the Apple battery, it includes 4 indicator lights to help you gauge how much juice the pack itself has left. Considering Spyin's battery is $30 cheaper than Apple's, it's easy to recommend. Alternatively, Anker's 633 magnetic battery delivered a larger charge thanks to its 10,000 mAh capacity, boosting the iPhone to 100% in 3 hours with enough left over for an additional 29% top-off. And while the kickstand feature felt mildly useful, the battery itself was bulky, but that's understandable for a power bank that's twice as large as Spyin's. Ultimately, the Arc Hybrid performed better as a quick and convenient way to give a partial charge to your iPhone on the go. It's important to note that wireless charging is less efficient than wired. Our tests showed wired battery banks deliver a device charge at around 60% efficiency. With the wireless chargers, that rate dropped to an average of 46%. Something to keep in mind when weighing the costs, both ecological and monetary, of wasted energy. At number 2. Anker Nano USB-C Power Bank. The Anker Nano Power Bank is impressive for how much charge it delivers in such a small package. It's the exact size and shape of the lipstick case my grandma used to carry and has a built-in USB-C connector that folds down when you're not using it. That means that, in addition to being ultra-portable, you also don't need to remember to grab a charging cable when you toss it in your bag. There's also a built-in USB-C port that can refill the battery or be used to fill up a different device with an adapter cable. You also get 4 indicator lights that let you know how much charge remains in the battery. In my testing, the 5000 mAh battery provided enough charge to get a depleted Galaxy S23 Ultra back up to 65% in about an hour. That's relatively quick, but the Nano is also small enough, with an adequately sturdy connection, that you can use your phone while it's charging without feeling too awkward. For a little more juice and an equally clever design, Anker's 30W Nano Power Bank is a good option. It's bigger in size and capacity, 10,000 mAh, and includes a display indicating the remaining charge percentage. The attached USB-C cable doubles as a carry handle, which is a nice touch. That cable is in/out and there's another USB-C in-out port in addition to an out-only USB-A port. At number 3. Mofi Power Station Pro AC. The TSA's 100 Wh battery limit translates to around 27,000 mAh for lithium-ion batteries. Mofi's Power Station Pro AC is so massive it necessitates a grab handle and get close to the edge of that max carry-on size. You probably won't find a larger, acceptable portable power bank after all, an on-the-go charging brick is pointless if you can't travel with it. I took this one through security at 2 airports and no one gave it a second glance. To power your mobile work setup, the power station has 4 ports. 3 of them are the usual USBs, but there's also a 3-prong AC outlet. Most current devices charge via USB, and doing so is more efficient than using a power adapter between the cable and power bank, but older devices and certain mobile workstation accessories, speakers, lights, and printers come to mind, might only power up through a basic wall plug. Just be sure to hold down the status button until the light turns red to turn on the AC port. The AC plug powered most small appliances I plugged into it, including a small speaker, an HP printer and various LED lights. The 100 available watts isn't enough to continuously push a charge through the 140W power adapter that ships with the 16-inch MacBook Pro, but via the USB-C port, it was able to charge that laptop from 10% to 75% in under 90 minutes. The 4 lighted LED indicators will tell you when the battery is full. Unfortunately, it's not the best indicator of when the bank will run out of juice. It charges for quite a while with 4 and 3 pips lit up, but then quickly cycles through the last 2 dots before it dies. So it might be better to just remember how much you've used the brick rather than relying too heavily on its indicators. Smaller devices like a smartphone will get numerous charges. I got nearly 5 refills on an iPhone 11, and 2 charges and some change on an iPad. The PowerStation Pro AC was even a little faster at both tasks than our previous pick for a mobile command center. That said, this bank is overkill for a simple mobile device fill-up. At 2.6 pounds, it makes the most sense as a power source when you're working in the field with multiple components. The Zenger SuperTank Pro is also a great pick. It's slightly smaller at 26,800 mAh but has a lighted LED display that indicates exactly how much charge remains and how much you're using. It has 4 variable wattage USB-C ports, a tough exterior and comes with a semi-hard case. At number 4. Nest Out Portable Charger. Plenty of battery packs are built to withstand drops and other abuse, but very few are waterproof or even water resistance. It makes sense, water and electrical charges aren't good companions. The Nest Out portable charger battery has an IP67 rating, which means it can handle being submerged in water for a number of minutes, and Nest Out claims a 30-minute dunk in a meter of water shouldn't interfere with the battery's operation. I couldn't think of a likely scenario where a power bank would spend a half hour in 3 feet of water, but I could see a backpacker traversing a river and submerging their pack for a few minutes, or a sudden downpour drenching all of their gear. So I tested by dropping the battery in a 5-gallon bucket of water for 5 minutes. After drying it off, the unit performed as if it had never been wet. The water resistance comes courtesy of screw-on caps with silicone gaskets that physically keep the water out, so you'll need to make sure you tighten, but don't over-tighten the caps whenever you think wetness is in your future. The company also claims the battery lives up to a military standard shock/drop specification, which sounds impressive, but it's hard to pin down what exactly that means. I figured it should at minimum survive repeated drops from chest height onto a hard surface, and it did. As for charging speeds, it wasn't quite as quick as our recommendation for a mid-capacity bank. The OtterBox charged an iPhone 14 Plus to 80% in about an hour, and the Nest Out got the smaller iPhone 11 to 80% in the same amount of time. Another thing to note is that the supplied cable is short, just 7 inches total, so you'll likely want to use your own cord. Nest Out also makes accessories for its batteries, which I found delightful. A dimmable LED work light snaps onto the top of the battery while a small tripod holds them both up. The portable solar panel reminded me of a baby version of BioLite's camping panels. Nest Out's version refilled the 15,000 mAh bank to 40% in under 3 hours, which sounds slow, but is actually fairly impressive considering the compact size of the panels. This is also a blazingly hot summer, so I'd expect better performance in more reasonable weather.